Hello everyone! Today we're taking a look at top 10 jealous moments in anime. But before we dive into the topic, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel as it really motivates us to make more awesome videos. Since envy sometimes leads to unorthodox possessive behavior, anime characters with jealousy problems can help drive a plot. A character's need for dominance will motivate them to work hard and better themselves in some situations. If Mello from Death Note hadn't been continuously pitted against clothes, he certainly wouldn't have improved his critical thinking skills. Though his unquenchable jealousy drives him to join gangs and abduct innocent people, the pressure put on him as a child make him seem like a sympathetic villain. Unfortunately, Mello is an outlier since there are lots of jealous anime characters that go above what is appropriate. Shuffle it out. Kaede Fuyo becomes enraged when her beloved Rin speaks to a female, causing her to act violently. Jealousy is a human emotion of any context, and while its appearance can make a character unlikable, it doesn't make them unrelatable. Here are the top 10 jealous moments in anime. Number 1. In Future Diary, Yuno Gasai kills someone who comes close to Yukiteru Amano.
それとも私が教えてあげましょうか。
Jealousy would be Yunagasai's middle name if he had one. She can't bear the thought of someone coming close to Yukiteru Amano. If she believes someone is putting her marital happiness in jeopardy, she would not hesitate to kill them. This isn't to say Yukiteru is immune to her aggressive behavior. Jealousy will and sometimes does turn against him. To be honest, Yuno does finally benefit from her faults, but only because she has the ability to undo her inexcusable wrongs. Number 2. In Inuyasha, both Inuyasha and Kagome are jealous.
犬夜叉、あんた一体何疑ってんのよ。さっきからそういう目で私を見ていたわけ。
Inuyasha and Kagome are both jealous, which may be one of the things that brings them together. And though it's clear that Kagome doesn't reciprocate the other person's advances, Inuyasha competes for Kagome's attention with someone he feels may be involved. Meanwhile, Kagome is finding it difficult to accept Inuyasha's continued feelings for Kikyo. Although reciprocal jealousy isn't ideal, it does make the pair appreciate one another when they're both coming from the same direction. Number 3. Dragon Ball. Bulma was constantly hostile to Yamcha in the early seasons, shouting at his fangirls to leave Capsule Corp and even punching Yamcha down when she thought he was kissing another woman when it was actually an assassin trying to kill him. Later in Z, Bulma gets tired of Yamcha, apparently, playing the field and leaves him for Vegeta, who is faithful to her despite being an ignorant jerk. Although Android 18 is normally laid back, she responds poorly to other women, dealing with her husband Krillin, even knocking him down when female scientists flirt with him in Bio Broly, and calling Zangia a skank when the latter calls Krillin cute in Budokai Tenkaichi. This trope is used in Dragon Ball Fighter Z. When she overhears Krillin and Yamcha drooling over Android 21, she sends them a death glare so intense that Krillin and Yamcha can see it from behind, scaring the crap out of them. Vegeta can't resist comparing himself to his enemy Goku, despite the fact that you wouldn't think the all-powerful Prince of Saiyans would have anything to be jealous of. He is desperate to demonstrate his superiority, but he finally learns to respect his own skills and avoid comparing them to Goku's. When it comes to his wife Bulma, however, he is indeed envious. Vegeta is enraged when Goku promises to show him some sexy pictures of Bulma, which isn't the worst thing in the world. After all, those aren't Goku's old Kai's or Vegeta's photos to show. Number 4. Accel World's Kuroyuki Hime.
ほう、友達ね。だとしたら私の方が優先度は高いな。
She has a low tolerance towards any girl who is close to or wants to be close to Haruyuki, her favorite. And even if they aren't an official couple yet, the quotation below shows it well enough to venture into new territories. Haruyuki-kun, listen, you're mine, until today and going on. I would not send you to someone for the rest of my life. Number 5. Berserk.
神々しく現実味の薄い光景だった。
Casca was born from this trope when Griffith, in his shining armor, saved her from being raped by a nobleman. Casca openly worshipped him and was disappointed that he never reciprocated her feelings. But when Casca overheard Griffith publicly say, "I want you," to the newcomer Guts, he was enraged and became cruel and cold towards him for the next 3 years, knocking him down and screaming, "Why did it have to be you?" Griffith, risking his life to protect Guts at all costs, has enraged Casca, who declares that she doesn't care what happens to Guts as long as he doesn't spoil Griffith's dream. Guts, though, found Casca's comments and attacks even further when he formed feelings for her and was furious at her unwavering affection for Griffith and her accusing him, making him a crazy jealous guy in parallel to Casca, but he went over and above to defend her, surprising and thanking Casca. Casca's desire for Griffith is diminished as a result of these decisions when she has met someone who can unconditionally return her affection. Casca was also envious of Princess Charlotte, whom Griffith was courting as a means of gaining royalty as quickly as possible. It's also at this stage that Casca realizes she has not shot with Griffith unless she plans on destroying his dream note. Casca also displays slight symptoms of jealousy, discomfort, as she learns Griffith slept with Charlotte after Guts totally changed her mind and turned her head. But seeing Guts get pissed about her visible trouble prompts Casca to blame herself, remembering she was being ungrateful about Guts' love note and promptly apologized to him. Guts quickly forgives her, admitting that he is just as concerned about Griffith as she is. Number 6. Toradora.
そうじゃねえだろ
はあ
なんでお前は俺ん家で朝飯食うようになってんだよつが何普通に受け入れてんだよ
As adorable as Toradora is, you can't argue that there are few flaws in Taiga and Ryuji's friendship, at least at first. Ryuji is in good shape, but Taiga, she is the problem. Her violence, both verbal and physical, is much too frequent. It's difficult to be frank about one's own emotions, and she always hides them behind intimidation, which may lead to a poor relationship down the road. Taiga, on the other hand, seems to be coming to terms with it more by the end of Toradora. Number 7. In Fruits Basket, Kyo and Yuki Soma are envious of each other.
上等だこの女男
The rivalry between Kyo and Yukisoma has existed since birth and it's fueled by mutual jealousy. Kyo is interested in Yuki's life because he is favored by the family's leader, Akito-soma, and is usually loved and admired by those around him, as opposed to Kyo, who is constantly hated by both the family and the outside world. Meanwhile, Yuki wishes he had Kyo's life. Being largely neglected by the cruel family leader means not being trapped in a closet and beaten, and being rejected by the family and culture provides Kyo with a privilege Yuki would never have. However, Kyo could be particularly chained to a cage at the age of 18, so Yuki's view of Kyo's independence is a little skewed. That's what happens when the Zodiac decides the competition. Number 8. In Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the name Envy suits them well. The homunculus Envy from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is afflicted by jealousy, as their name suggests. Envy unconsciously hopes they were more human-like. Specifically, they dream of establishing true relationships with others and feeling a full spectrum of emotions despite their claims that they hate and regard humans inferior. Their desperate need to be more civilized is humiliated. They're actually able to tearfully admit what they've always loved but will never get after defeating Edward Ulrich. Number 9. Bleach. Chizuru is clingy and overprotective of her love interest, Orihime, who is played for laughs. Regardless of the fact that Orihime does not reciprocate her feelings or that Tatsuki is constantly forced to shield Orihime from her, she's adamant about teaching Orihime the wonders of the female path. Soifon's undying loyalty towards Yoruichi is turned into an addiction for laughs. She's enraged with Urahara for keeping Yoruichi away from her. She's enraged with Ichigo for being next to Yoruichi, and she engages in clandestine steps to see Yoruichi nude that hits stalker with a crush stages in Slice of Life omakes. This is taken to even greater extremes in anime filler. Aizen is Loli and Manoli's obsession. They misinterpret Orihime's curiosity in her as a hint that she's been his new favorite when she's caught. As a result, they break into her cell, brutally assault her, and then attempt to abduct and murder her. They're finally left completely shocked by Orihime, who through their violence continues to attempt and defend and cure them from Espada's abusers such as Grimjo and Yami. Just for anime filler, the animators attempt to concoct chiptease between Ichigo and Rukia by turning Nell into one of a single filler scene. Nell is just clingy to Ichigo in the sense that a little child is to their guardian in a canon, and she isn't jealous of anybody or something. Number 10. Full Metal Panic.
まだ友達ですよね。
友達
Tessa Testarossa, has a strong dislike for Sousuke. She's usually a ditzy moklutz, but when it comes to Susuke, she becomes possessive and cunning. She throws herself at him and has been seen to intentionally break into his room while he's asleep in order to molest him, resulting in his habit of sleeping under the bunk. TSR has her chewing him out and lambasting him for his heroic BSOD and depression and being jerked away from Kaname, for whom he formed one of the few human attachments he's felt. When Tessa is about in Full Metal Panic, does Kaname treat him the same way? Fumofu is a Japanese word that means fumofu. Well, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and comment below. Oh, also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to this channel to be notified when we upload more content.